Yo, it's Batman Mo back with media. So, a lot of your mythologies in ancient times, especially when you're talking about a lot of these different, just it can be Greek, it can be Egyptian, these different mythologies, they were explaining not just astrophysics or not just stars and matter and universes and planets, but the forces that were behind these stars, universes, and planets, right? And we know that through symbolism, we understand the connection between all things. And this is what the Egyptians and what the Greeks and these different people were doing when they was explaining these stories. And yes, there has been wars in heaven and different things like that. Yes, but most of it is symbolic. So when I look at anime, right, and I look at Gojo, and I look at a lot of your comic books, your characters, and different things like Superman and different things. I'm probably talking about him too. But Gojo, right? Gojo, although JJK is mainly a darker anime, right, on the darker anime side, Gojo happens to be one of those guys in the anime who has not only unlocked heightened abilities when it comes to in spirituality. We understand that everything comes from mama magnetism and father electricity, and this is understanding of electromagnetic powers. So that comes from the mind. So you have this guy Gojo who has the six eyes, which is a part of perception of when you're talking about the ability to see in higher spaces and to be the ability to perceive more information and to have more information in the vessel, as well as Gojo actually having the ability to manipulate his own electromagnetic field. You see it in the show when he says infinity. And Gojo explains this when he was fighting Gojo, basically saying that even though he thought he touched him, he never really did touch him, because what he actually touched was infinity, or the space between him and another object. And what he's really getting at is that he can put imaginary or an infinite space or mass, you know what I'm saying, or incident, infinite barrier, almost talking about how every time you try to come closer and closer, it gets fractalized, or it's like you're moving slower and slower, getting closer to his field. So what I'm getting at is Gege, even though so Gege also said that Gojo can teleport, and you can see that right here if you read this. Curse technique can be hereditary, talking about the limited curse technique, the six eyes, right? And understanding how since he possesses a special eye, he can whatever, blah blah blah, this and this and that. But what I'm getting at is that it's the ability when he talk about him being able to teleport. When he talks about him, okay, let's talk about the red and blue, for example. So in the comic book, Gojo uses his curse energy and to create imaginary mass, and what he calls this blue and this red, or this negative energy. How he takes two negative energies to make a positive. Now in spirituality, we call that transmutation, the ability to take something negative and to convert it into positive energy. So this is why you see him take this blue and this red, which makes purple, and this blue and this red is an example of the root chakra, and then the throat chakra, or you want to talk about the third eye, either one. And then you take these, combine these, and you understand this would make a purple crown. And this purple crown is an understanding of how you are able to access this higher consciousness through your crown. So Gojo is really a representation of a being that uh, is a more enlightened being able to utilize abilities most people can't use. So we got to understand it really wasn't just the stroke of Gojo's ego when he was talking about throughout the heavens and the earth, I am alone and the honored. What he was saying was he was the honored one because he had infinite information. He had limitless. That's why they call it limitless void, because it's an understanding of he has tapped into the infinity aspect. And so this is why you can see him always seeming like some sort of god, because it was for you to understand that he represented like Buddha, or like one of these beings that was more enlightened, being able to understand information, understand people, understand reality on a whole nother level than most people. This is why he can wear a blindfold and still see, because he doesn't need to see with his physical eyes. He can use the electromagnetic spectrum and more things that come with these limitless eye technique when you're talking about visibility. so the visible spectrum. I mean, so seeing beyond the visible spectrum, but being able to see without using the visible spectrum of light. Just y'all drop a comment or let me know if y'all like these. I'll keep doing some more. I'll keep letting y'all know all the symbolism when it comes to spirituality, especially in these when you want to talk about these animes, these comic books, when you're talking about mythology, when you're talking about there's all these different references. We can just talk about how there's always a play on spirituality, and then they utilize the things, and it's not even spirituality. It's really just more understanding how things are formulated or work, and why we have the cultures we have today because of how things work, and how things have been manipulated throughout time and space. So you know, Gege and all them understanding how to tap into the creative aspect or the creative component of themselves, right? But this is also a testament to Gege's creativity and his understanding his mind. And so when you understand the mind of a being, you can see how they were able to, use their creativeness or the creative just being able to create, period, because that's what we're here to do. He understood the things that he had already there with him, as well as his own, you know, putting his own spin on things and creating these characters. And that's why you have Gojo, and you have Sukuna, and you have, Yuji and these different characters. So the thought process that went into JJK is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love the show, the whole show. You feel me? And I just see how Gege wants to go deeper with the whole understanding of the characters. If y'all want me to do another character, I'll do another character. But I just wanted to start with Gojo because Gojo has very similar powers to what I be talking about when it comes to electromagnetism and how electromagnetism can manipulate things, especially when you're talking about the mind being able to manipulate things on a whole nother level. So it's just like that, and even RCT and all that, right? So make sure y'all hit me up. Let me know if y'all want another video.